Welcome back to the Green Means Go channel. It's your host, me. And for the first time in quite some time, I can report something of a positive note. Now, since we've slimmed back our plays, we personally did not have a positive day. But if you are an absolute maniac and you tail all of my leans for some reason, even though they've done nothing but plummet, they were positive yesterday. If you played all my leans at these prices, you would have made money. Spencer Torkelson hit one, Michael Busch and Max Kepler hit one in this game. It's good to see that I have a green rating and we were able to come up with 5 home runs. Nathaniel Lowe at 780. Evan Carter, which I think was a pretty bold, good play there, 630. And Rowdy Tellez 600. So, again, we did not profit because we only played 2 plays yesterday and they were both parlays, long shots. But regardless, it feels good to kind of get back on the horse, get back in the lane, if you will. We're struggling, we're struggling, and we're hoping that with less plays we can be more cautious and we can pick our spots and we can do better. So again, if you want to sign up for No Vig, they tend to have some pretty good lines. They also have these cool promotions. You can do so using my code. You get a bonus, and when we get 25 people to sign up, I'll give away $100. But like I said, we're a far cry from that. We're like at 11 signups. Ballpark Pal posted this morning, and I want to discuss it a little bit. This is expected home runs versus what actually happened, and then the distance the ball's traveling versus what he expects. And you could maybe argue, well, his model is off. I don't think it is. I think this is just a case of 2025 being a brutal year. As you can see, home runs versus expected, we're down almost 21% on home runs, and the ball is traveling a lot less far. Now, somebody commented on, I retweeted this, and I said, what a time to start a home run journey for 2025. And somebody who I respect in this industry, Corby CC, he is the owner of something called Better Odds. The dude knows his stuff, and he says, this is where price really matters, because in 2019, when home runs were flying, guys would be priced accordingly. So, this is why it's important and why I talk about price often, because even though home runs are down, in theory, if we're getting guys at good prices, we have to be able to determine what a good price is, but we can overcome even the overall downswing. So, just let it be known that if you're struggling, if you're in a bad spot this year, part of it is not your fault. Home runs are down across the board, but be aware of this and adjust accordingly. Maybe play less plays, maybe be more price sensitive, things of that nature. So just wanted to clear the air, get that out there. Here's today's slate. We got an early slate. It's Wednesday. It's afternoon games. Game in Pittsburgh. I do not like the Pittsburgh side of things. So I've given you 3 leans for Miami. They're not ones I'm going to play. I don't love this park. Bailey Falter presents an interesting opportunity for Marlins right-handers, we'll just say that. And I think their prices are fine. Agustin Ramirez, Connor Norby, and Eric Wagman are my leans. Game in Philadelphia, I'm a little more cautious today. It's not as optimistic here. I think Luzardo gets back on the wagon today. He's pitching for Philly, and his last 2 outings have been worse than bad. They've been horrible. But I think today he finds it. I just feel better about him today as a lefty pitcher against this lineup, which, they're strong suits lefties. Pete Crow Armstrong, Kyle Tucker, Michael Busch, Ian Happ. I think Luzardo will do well today. Ben Brown is pitching for the Cubs. I like lefties against him, Bryson Stott and Kyle Schwarber. I also lean Philly money line, but Philly makes me nervous. Very inconsistent, it feels like, and the Cubs also are a good team. So, Luzardo hasn't been so lights out that I feel confident in it, but I lean it. We'll just say that. Cleveland, I'm not moved by this. The weather looks good, but I want left-handed batters in a game where there are 2 left-handed pitchers slated to start. The wind, the conditions favor every homer going out to right field. So lefties are typically going to pull it out there. You may have a righty hit an opposite shot. Tyler Stevenson at 480 has the power to do so. I like his matchup today and against Logan Allen. And Jose Ramirez, I think, is priced fine at 495. Game in Milwaukee, I do not love. Not only from a matchup perspective, but also from a price perspective. Matt Olson at 265, while I did like him as just a pure matchup against Chad Patrick, brother, that's low. That's it's like 350 is where I'm like, okay, play it. So I don't love Drake Baldwin, also pretty low at 460. Game in St. Louis, I think Toronto's money line as an underdog has value in this one against Matthew Liberatore, who's coming off an injury. And it looks to be a somewhat of a bullpen game. Eric Lauer to begin, and then Spencer Turnbull to pick up some of the duties. Maybe play the over if you don't like Toronto on the money line. I think or Toronto team total. If you think St. Louis does well today, and you don't like Toronto's money line because you think St. Louis can put up runs, then I would say the over is your side, because I think Toronto puts up runs today. We'll leave it at that. Guerrero at 550, Springer at 600 are my leans. Game in Arizona, Marte at 520 looks like a darn good price against Brian Wu. Randy Rosarina on the other side of the ball, Josh Naylor at 640 are my leans, but again, nothing overwhelming. Game in LA is a green rating. Last night, it was a 2-1 game. Not good, but today I feel better with JP Sears and Kyle Hendricks on the mound. The prices for the Oakland Athletics batters are unbelievable in a bad way. Kyle Hendricks, yes, he's a meatball masher, supreme. He tosses T-balls, softball pitches. He can be hit hard. But the prices for Oakland, away from their own stadium where they do play better, I can't even give you a lean. But, here again, I sit and I look at this lineup. I look at this matchup against JP Sears, a lefty, in this park, with these conditions, with these right-handers for the Angels, who typically, when they mash, they mash. They did the mash. They did the JP Sears mash. The JP Sears mash. They did the big blast smash. Is there a spot where you could go with LA Angels right-handed batters in the combos again? Taylor Ward and Mike Trout are leans. I'm going to wait for the lineup to come out, and this may be an off-the-record unofficial play. There may be a situation where I, ChatGPT, all the guys I like, all the right-handers, Joe Adell, Zach Nigo, Logan O'Hoppe, Taylor Ward, Mike Trout, I type them all up. I say pair these off, triple these up, quadruple these off. Maybe I look at the 2 home runs, Ward, Trout, all these guys to hit 2. I feel it out. I'm saying it's not going to be an official play. I'm waiting for lineups, but it's an option. And if you want to get dirty, nasty, freaky, maybe look there. San Diego. I don't love it. I think LA is in a good spot today. I think LA wins this game, and I like their left-handed batters in this one. Freddie Freeman, MM. Who the heck is MM? Max Muncy. Tommy Edman, Shohei Ohtani, and Michael Conforto. All leans. Game in Baltimore. I lean 9 here, over 9. This is a tricky one because the pitching is good. Casey Mize has been good, and not Zach Littell. Zach Eflin has been solid, but I think the matchups, the 9 guys on either side, look good against the stuff that each of those pitchers pitch respectively. My leans for home run, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Cedric Mullins, and Colton Cowser. But I do think both of these teams could have success just getting contact. So maybe, if that's under strikeouts, if that's hits, runs, RBIs for these guys, if that's over on the game total, if that's over on the team total. I've been wrong before. I've been wrong a lot. But I think you could see offense in this one. Game in Boston. I like lefties again, but the right field is pretty deep here. You got the green monster in left field, but it's short, and then you got kind of a deep, odd-shaped right field. So typically a little harder for lefties to go yard here, but Zach Littell for Tampa Bay has been pathetic. Walker Buehler has been inconsistent. Brandon Lau, 420. Jonathan Aranda, almost 500 on ProfitX. Roman Anthony, he's due. Is it Roman Anthony or Roman Anthony? Just got called up for the minors, had a double last night. His family was in attendance. Maybe today's the day. 620 on ProfitX. Rafael Devers, that's a dirty price. 255 is low. Just parlay Devers, Ohtani, Schwarber, and Matt Olson today. Just do it. Just have some fun. That's not fun. New York. I think New York is favored here for a reason. They have an advantage in the pitching matchup in a big way. Hey, I said Washington money line yesterday. They won outright too. No, they didn't. They lost in overtime. They lost in extras. Did they lose or win? Did they end up winning or losing? The point is, I was almost on it. They lost it in the 10th inning, so they hung around. Britt Batty's the only official play, left-handed batters for this team. Game in Kansas City I do not like. I don't think it's optimistic. Chris Bubich is pitching. I think Yankees will struggle against him. Clark Schmidt is pitching. I lean the Royals in this one on the money line. Bobby Witt Jr., 430 is my only official home run lean. Game in Minnesota, full pass. Yesterday we were on it. We were on it well. More home runs were hit than I expected, but today, no. Game in Houston is another pick and choose spot. Overall, I don't think this is a good place to look at the White Sox and pick a few guys. I think Mike Tauchman at 750 is good value for his matchup against Ryan Gusto, but I don't think anybody else in this lineup is going to hit a home run, so that's why it's red. And then for Houston, again, pick and choose. The only guy that I think matches up well here is Isaac Paredes, so we'll take him. And then the last game of the night, this is another meh chup. I just feel meh about it. It's in Colorado. I get that. Robbie Ray is pitching. Total fade of Robbie Ray. He's been stellar. Kyle Freeland is pitching. As much as he's been poor, results wise, he's not allowed a ton of home runs. So Tyler Fitzgerald and Wilmer Flores are leans here. All right, 2 official plays for you. One of which is on DraftKings, and there's a 20% boost for mine is 4-leg home run. Some of you may have 5 and more. I don't know why they're giving different people different things. So 4-leg home run, 4-leg parlay, 0.2 units was my max here. Get 720 on the odds. Dodgers, money line. San Francisco, money line. Mets, money line. Kansas City, money line. A lot of chalk. San Francisco, Mets being very chalky. I think LA is in a great spot here to rebound with their matchup. And then I like Kansas City heavily in their pitching advantage with Chris Bubich. All right. And then on FanDuel, if we hit this FanDuel play, I'll get a tattoo. We're not hitting. This isn't hitting. I'll get a tattoo. And I can either be the odds of the play. I'll either get 41,816. People think that's a zip code. What's that zip code to? Somebody check that. What zip code is that? 41,816. I'll get the odds, or I'll get Stott, Ward, and Tauchman. Somewhere. We'll figure it out later. Doesn't matter. But that means it has to hit, which would be unbelievable. This would put us up significantly, 30, 40 units. So that's the play. Have a little fun today. Again, there may be an opportunity with LA right-handed batters. I would look there. I would explore that. I think that's a good spot to capitalize on. Otherwise, early games today, get in, get your toes wet. It's 10:20 right now, and we're gonna do the U.S. Open golf stream later on today. We're going to shoot for 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to stop by that live stream, we're talking golf. There's a lot of promos already up. So we'll talk about plays for those promos. We'll talk about guys I like. We'll show my model and who is good to go. Talk about prop plays, talk about DFS if you like that. It's a fun show. It's laid back. It's chill. So if you want to come by, you can type in the comments. We'll talk to you, answer your questions, et cetera, the whole 9 yards. So appreciate you guys stopping by as always, and we will talk to you tomorrow or on the Gulf Stream at 1 o'clock.